Hey, it's been a long time. I'm sorry. I'm fine. I'm happy, actually. For those of you who are checking in on me, I appreciate you. But I promise you I'm doing good. I'm doing great, actually. Since the last time I checked in, it's I finished my second year. That went really well. I learned how to be a senior for the first time. I won a few awards even, so that was cool too. And now in my third year, I realize I have a little bit more freedom. I have more time to myself, picking up healthy habits again, started seeing the sun again. So yeah, I think in third year you try to teach as much as you know to try and help out the future generations that are going to be right after you. I also think you also try to learn and see as much as possible and try to solidify all the knowledge that you've had before and strengthen the things that you're weak in as well. Because in a few months you realize you'll be out on your own and you won't have that protective blanket, which is your co-residents attending your program. It's funny, in first year I felt like I didn't know anything. Then in second year I was like, all right, I know some stuff. And then in third year I feel like I don't know anything again. And I guess that's the cycle. Same thing with med school. And it'll probably be like that until the day I die. So yeah, but in third year, kind of around the halfway point, you start feeling that bittersweet feeling, really kick in really hard, because you'll no longer be with some of your closest friends, working side by side every single day. But at a certain time, you got to rip off that Band-Aid and fly out on your own, no matter how scary that is. This weekend, I just had my graduation ceremony, and it was a very special moment, and it felt great. It was a big moment of pride, and I'm just happy for. To be honest, I'm happy for how far I've come and how far everybody else around me has come. Yeah, it's a good moment in my medical career, because I'm at the finish line now. And I'm proud of my education. I'm proud of my program, my residency program. I'm grateful for the med school that I went to for giving me the opportunity in the first place, because I know there was no way in hell I was going to get into an American med school. But yeah, dude, look at me now. I am here. But over the last few years, I've learned a few things, and if you're willing to listen, I feel like it could help you. And in no ways is this a comprehensive list. These are just a few things that came to my mind and that I liked enough to keep on this list. So I might be looking here to read off the list. Okay, number one, it gets better. Like I said, after the first 6 months, it will get better. I promise you. No matter what program, what specialty, what city, it'll get better. Remember that. Number two, borrow qualities and characteristics from co-residents and attendings. Borrow characteristics that you like. Keep them saved in your own little toolbox. And at the end of your journey, you'll have a bunch of things that make up who you are as a doctor. And also be open to constructive criticism. That's just general, but yeah, don't get defensive, okay? People are just trying to help. Number three, show initiative and always volunteer whenever somebody's asking for help, whether it's staff or attendings or co-residents. Be that one to volunteer and show that you are dependable. Don't get lazy or complacent, and don't half-ass anything. Show your thoroughness. Oh, and even during lecture, when somebody asks a question to the class and the whole room is silent and there's that long pause, just always answer questions, okay? Even if you know you're dead wrong, just answer questions. And I don't mean be the first to answer questions, but when there's that long pause, just do that. I think a lot of people appreciate that more than you know. Number four, be respectful to every single person inside and out of the hospital. And remember, there's always someone listening. So be careful, right? So just remember that. Don't get too comfortable, right? Just remember that. Number five, apply for chief. And it will help in more ways than you think. And whether or not you're interested in going to fellowship, it will still help you. I kind of mean more so like a third year senior chief and not really the fourth year chief, but honestly, fourth year chief will help just as much, even more so. But yeah, that's kind of more dependent on the individual. But yeah, even if you don't want to do fellowship, it will help you. So make sure you at least apply for chief so you have no regrets. Number 6, I hate reading, obviously, but I always find ways to supplement your learning, whether it's through podcasts and stuff. I'm not a very big podcast guy, but even I found a podcast that I like. It's called Core IM, and can be cheesy at times, but they drop some knowledge bombs, so I think that's good. And YouTube especially, man, there's a guy, a doctor called Conan Liu, and his channel is Conan Liu MD, and he's a recent graduate, and every single one of his videos have helped me a lot. Even in my third year, every single video I learned 10 new things, and even if it's the most basic concept, I'm like, oh wow, I had no idea. I promise you, Conan Liu. I'll leave his channel at the bottom of this video, but you won't regret it. So check out his videos. He's the bomb, so yeah. Number 7, this is something that was told to me as I was coming in as an intern. I just stuck with it, and I don't regret it today. So don't call yourself doctor to other hospital staff. Of course, call yourself doctor to patients and stuff like that. You'll know when it's right. Yeah, I think that just helps me kind of be more approachable. Yeah, I don't regret doing that. And especially just not in your first year, maybe towards the end of your journey, especially when you start feeling like a doctor yourself, and you'll know that feeling in your stomach, but maybe then that's when you know it's your time. But yeah, don't do it before then. Number 8, always ask why, and not in a rebellious way, but always ask why for, you're getting told to do something, and ask why we're doing that thing. So you don't fall into that trap of 3 years down the road when somebody asks you why, you're just like, oh, that's how we've always done it. That's how I learned it. So yeah, always ask why. I think that shows an inquisitive nature. Number 9, if you get a pimping question wrong, read about it the same day. Don't wait for the next morning. Chances are they're going to ask you again the next day. Always do that. That saved me a couple of times. And even if 99% of the time you're never asked that question again, it still can hurt you. So try to build that habit early. Read about the things you get wrong, because it will save you, and people will back off you and be like, all right, I know you're trying, so good job, keep it going. Number 10, remember, this is only a job. This is not your whole life, and doesn't define who you are as a person. So make sure you find that balance, and you stay healthy mentally, emotionally, and physically. So remember that. Number 11, don't ever lie, and be honest. Just own up to the things that you did or didn't do. Nothing is more dangerous to a patient's safety. And remember, at the end of the day, it's all about patient safety while you're learning in this environment. Yeah, nothing is more annoying than working with somebody who lies, and it's not a good quality to have. Even me, no matter what mistake I've made, either big or small, I would go out of my way to make sure it is addressed, and I try to identify how I messed up. I make sure everybody is aware, on my team, is aware of the mistake I made. It shows responsibility, and it shows awareness, and you're actively working on not to repeat the same mistakes. So yeah, just don't lie. Number 12, share your publications and papers and whatnot, because you never know, even if you're a person who pumps out 20 papers a year, you never know how helping somebody can help you down the road. So I think that's a good way to go about it. Number 13, try to teach as much as possible, and it helps you learn as well. Even if you feel like you don't know anything, as an intern, you could teach something small to a medical student, or as a brand new senior, you could implement like 5-minute learning rounds just from something that you picked up from a question or prior rounds or anything like that. I think that's a good habit to build, and it forces you to stay on top of things. So try to implement that. Number 14, set forth a positive working environment, even if, and especially if, it wasn't positive for you. I think as a senior, you could really change the culture and the working environment of your hospital. Try to eliminate whatever malignancy there is. And my last one here is apply to Mountain View Hospital. I've said it in another video, but after these 3 years, I've really come to love my program. and my hospital. So the full name is Mountain View Hospital Sunrise GME Consortium, and it's in Las Vegas, Nevada. You know, especially if you're going to internal medicine, I could vouch for my program, especially something that's so boring. This place has made it so fun. And the same thing goes for other specialties here too. There's not a single person that I know that is miserable or feel like they've been treated unfairly here. Just across the board, everybody seems to be very happy. So yeah, I would definitely apply here. And if you're able to get an interview, I'd try my best to kill it, because I don't think you'd regret it. So yeah, that's it. These are just a few things I picked up, and I thought that something here would help you when you're on your journey. Promise I'll keep making videos, and I'll keep you guys more up to date. Over the next few months, I'll be studying for the boards and starting my new job as a hospitalist. Yeah, and if you're still watching at this point, I might as well throw in one more piece of advice, and that's always try to take time to step back and appreciate the moment that you're in, whether it's a good moment or a bad moment. Always just try to remember and appreciate how far you've come and how far you are about to go. Because I promise you, your residency journey will go by in a flash. And before you know it, you're 50 years old and your back hurts. But yeah, these last 3 years for me have gone by. If you take the time to slow down and appreciate where you're at, I think that would be a good thing. There is a quote Michael Scott said, "I wish there was a way to know you're in the good times before the good times are gone." So yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to say. Was that Andy Bernard? I don't know. But yeah. All right. Love you.